Hey y'all, happy Saturday. I hope y'all are having a wonderful weekend so far. I guess before I get started, just in case y'all have not seen this shirt in a while or haven't seen it at all, this is just an old Black History shirt that I purchased. I think I got it some years back, and I wear it every now and again because I don't want to, it's gonna go away. It's getting, it's not bad yet, but when I first got it, I was wearing it out. Like, you gonna get all of this. I went out earlier and I had to run some errands, and I actually had my little, these on to go with it. It was cute. Like, people would say, y'all, I was looking good. I was looking good, y'all. I ain't even gonna lie. Like, I don't even be pumping myself up like that, but I was looking good. Y'all, I went to the bathroom. I looked at myself. I was like, wait a minute. Well, no wonder. I really was looking good, y'all. I was doing a lot. Oh my gosh, y'all. I'm crazy. But anyway. Oh my gosh, y'all. My hair is not done. I did take my hair down late Friday when I got off work. My plan was to come back in after I ran my errands today, Saturday, and wash my hair and, if nothing else, at least prep my hair for what I plan to do to it. I'm kind of hesitant because I'm scared, but I am going to kind of do a video, or at least shout out the person who came up with the technique that I'm going to use, because it's been one of the reasons why I haven't been as, like into doing a certain style with certain hair, because it's going to be some weave or whatever, as you want to call it, that I'm going to do for my hair again. But it's not going to be braids, but you'll see if I do it like that. If not, it might be some more braids again, but it just depends on how I feel, y'all. I be going through. So I ended up putting on one of my little favorite things. I had to, go ahead and get it, get that right. But anyway, y'all, let me stop. And, just to let y'all know, I have my water on deck, hallelujah. Because y'all know this show and a few other shows make me very excited, and then I just start talking and talking and talking, and then I end up like losing my voice. I love it, and I need to stay hydrated. And even though I drink a whole lot of water anyway, it's just when I start talking about it, it's like, ooh, I need some lubrication. Wait a minute, let me take a break now. So yeah, y'all. Anyway, let me go ahead and get on with this recap review. So this episode came on Wednesday, as it always does, y'all. But my purpose and point was to watch it specifically when I got off work on Thursday. One of my friends was watching it live. I was going to watch it live too, but then y'all, guess what I was watching, y'all? Y'all gonna read me, but guess what I was watching? I was catching back up on a show that I started watching when it first aired. Y'all, I was catching up on The Oval. Y'all know it's a Tyler Perry TV show. Y'all, that show was doing so much, I had to just be like, no. I thought I was going to be done with it, but for whatever reason, I picked it back up like a week ago. And I was just like, Lord, they're doing so much. It's a lot. But anyway, so instead of me doing that, I was just like, let me pass the time by watching this. Like, they do it the absolute most. But anyway, I don't know if I could review that. Like, that show, because I really was going to review Sisters and that. Back when I was, like any of y'all who were watching me back when I was working my part-time job last year, I was like the first person on YouTube to, do like a review of Sisters. And I was going to try to do The Oval. I don't remember if I even did that, but it was doing the most. So, but yeah, the most started happening. I was just like, I don't know if this is something I want to review. So I didn't do anything after that as far as that was concerned. Anyway, y'all, back to the recap review. Y'all, the episode started out with Don being in his feelings as usual, because someone who I like to call Flo the Hoe, y'all, she has been getting like a lot of eyes placed on her because of her dancing abilities. And, just in case y'all didn't remember from last season, she was one of the lucky people who were able to go on tour with James Brown and dance with him. So people be living for her. People be writing in. She's one of the people who gets fan mail. She's one of the people that people really seek after. You know what I'm saying? So, y'all, he is in his feelings because he finds out that she is working for the enemy, who y'all know is Dick Clark, for American Bandstand. And I'm like, Dawn, why are you in your feelings? You don't pay any of them. The only person who gets paid that is a dancer is Tessa, and she ain't on the show. Like, you are really trying it. And she is like one of the ones that everybody live for. You don't pay them. You give them chicken. You get them fried chicken that comes directly from the sponsor. And since you got this new sponsor, you give them hair grease. You get them a thing of hair grease and a box meal. That's what they get as compensation for doing the most. Like, they be coming up with all this choreography, and Tessa comes up with choreography, and they be doing the most, and they get all this praise, and people live for them, and you don't even pay them. And he be getting money hand over fist. This ain't the early Soul Train days when he was just coming out the box and he had to just live and hope that everything was gonna work out. No, he is getting money. He be having all the like little flashy car. He got a big nice house. Keep his hair done and tapered up right, and he has all that. His fro is evened out all the time. He has his nice little glasses on. He has all the nice everything, clothes, all that stuff. And I'm like, least you could do is pay them children something. You over here giving them the stuff that the sponsor give them, and then you get mad when they blow up. Anyway, he in his feelings, and he basically looking like, oh, everybody using me for clout. Everybody is making it off of my back. Why do you think everybody just need to be beneath you for the rest of their life? Why can't people grow? Why can't people do something with their lives that can make them money? Y'all, so anyway, the person who is going to be the musical act for this week is James Brown, who is going to be played by none other than Darius McCray. I think I'm saying his name correctly. Just in case you don't know him by his real name, he is the man who played Eddie Winslow on Family Matters. Woo, child. And I'm pretty sure if y'all have internet or anything over the years, I'm pretty sure y'all have seen on TMZ and the shade rooms of the world that he has been doing the absolute most. The absolute most. But we ain't even gonna get into that because that's gonna be a whole 2-3 videos to even try to cover. But anyway, back to the recap review. Y'all, I feel as though he did a great job imitating him. My friend said that he ought to be shot for doing this. I was like, wait, no. And I was like, no, don't do this. And like on purpose, I watched it on Thursday night. So I was like, okay, let me see. So when he kept doing, you know, like he literally had like the way he speak. Y'all, I don't know if y'all ever heard that man do interviews and the way he speaks and all that. To me, Darius had that down pat. I was like, okay, all right then. And like the little moves and stuff he had to do from time to time when he did perform, to me, he had it down pat. Like, I don't understand. Like, I was really trying to understand where my friend was coming from. I have not seen anything on the internet as far as me looking. Like, I didn't look to see if anybody had any negative things to say about his performance, because I think that he literally was talking like that man and everything. Like, he did the most. But yeah, y'all, he was the musical act this week, the main musical act. Let me put it like that. Hopefully this ain't gonna be too long because I got my entire life on this episode. I apologize in advance if it is. Y'all, but yeah, y'all, James Brown, I don't know if y'all are familiar with him and his personal life and how he conducts business and, you know, just how he really was when he was alive, because y'all know he passed away quite some time ago. Yeah, before I get into that, fun fact, I actually saw him in concert, as I like to say. If any of y'all are from Montgomery, Alabama, I know that there's at least one person who is, because I've spoken to her before on here. I used to go to Jubilee City Fest every summer for quite some time. And I actually saw him perform, and it was amazing. Like, I couldn't even believe that I was seeing him. And when I tell you, this was literally on his birthday that year. And he was performing, and like he had like really young dancers out there. Like everybody was getting it. They were keeping up with him. When I tell you they were keeping up with him, like you would be like, wait a minute, you just said that they were keeping up with him. Yes, he was still getting it all the way in, like moving like nothing was wrong. And he was still like the breathing was still there, like it needed to be. Like, you know how a lot of these singers and all that. They need to keep their stamina up. Oh yeah, the stamina was still there. He was still getting it. I was like, wait a minute. Like, he really was getting it. But anyway, y'all, James Brown out here being trifling like he always was when it came to, you know, that money side of things. He had some musicians and he wasn't paying them. They hadn't been paid for like 2 weeks, and you know, he came in and they complaining, and he over here trying to make it seem like, well, y'all always late. He was like, they was like, well, you always late. What you mean? And you know, it's like kind of like, well, I mean, he can be late because he is James Brown, but still, that ain't no reason for him to just not be paying these people their money. Doctor check like everybody else was doing back in the day if it's all like that, but he really was just out here not paying folks. So y'all, they was tired in their spirit. So anyway, Simone ran into JT, and he was about to head out to handle some business. I was like, Lord have mercy. Y'all, he was gonna go handle some business for Gerald, and of course, Gerald got into it with Don about the casino situation. Y'all, Don out here doing the most. So he's really in his feelings about the situation with Flo. He hasn't confronted her yet, but now he is going to confront her. She's walking onto the lot with like people who she's met and, you know, danced with or whatever. Apparently, you could tell because they are, you know, there at work. Don met her at the door. Might as well say he met her at the door. He didn't even let her get to the door. He did the most. So he was like, can I talk to you for a minute? So the girls dismissed themselves basically, and he rolled up on her and was like, yeah, I heard that you was working with Dick Clark, and what is that all about? And y'all, like, I was like, Lord, sir, you doing the most. And so she was like, he pays me, and he pays me well, and all I get is a chicken box from you. And so he was like, if you don't stop working for him, you ain't gonna never smell a whiff of that chicken again. And she was just looking at him like, bro, you just don't even understand. Like, he really didn't. He about to get a rude awakening, trust me. So anyway, Simone rolled up on her mama. Her mama in the kitchen, like singing or whatever. And rolled up on her mama and about scared her mama to death. And so, you know, she was like, oh, that's a beautiful song. Where'd you come up with that from? Y'all, this heifer found out that JT wrote the song for her. Oh, she instantly in her feelings. And she was like, no, it's not like that. He wrote that song for me, you know, after I, you know, bandaged him up and helped him heal up from all the stuff that happened to him. And, you know, he was in a really dark place. He lost his mama. He lost his sister, meaning his sister is in foster care. This heifer looking like, what? This heifer didn't know nothing. So now she in her feelings and feels stupid. Because I'm like, girl, every time you talk to your mama, you find out some new information about your ex. Because you never picked up the phone to see what was going on with him. Girl, why? Why are you being like this? You the one who left. He ain't had no qualms. You came and did, I mean, you went and did what you did. And he was like, okay, do what you do. I understand. I'm not going to stop you. I'm going to let you live your life. But now you want to get in your feelings and be mad because all these things happen and now you feel left out of the loop. Girl, I just wanted to read. I wanted to read her. Like, he is really going all the way through. CPS took her and everything because, you know, his mother is actually deceased. She had a drug addiction. She could never beat it. She really did try. As far as JT was concerned, she did try. And, you know, he was going all the way through outside of getting stabbed. So, yeah, he lived for his sister. He tried to keep his sister, but, you know, they were like, nah, you can't do that. You ain't got nothing stable going on with you. We want to try to put her in a great environment. And y'all, I am so happy that it didn't end up being one of those situations. They put her in a trash place. She ended up being molested and beaten and used for a check. Apparently, the house that she's in is really amazing, and I'll get into that later on, y'all. So anyway, y'all, she ended up rolling up on JT while he was at the club working. And you know, he was literally outside doing his little bouncer job. And like, it was to the point where they would talk loud enough where the people in the lines could hear them. And, you know, they were like commenting. Y'all was like, why? Why is y'all out here commenting on what they talking about? Like, why? Y'all, and she was just like, I miss you and all this. I still care about you and all of this. And he just acted like he was sick of her at that point, and he ended up asking somebody else to take over for him, and they gladly did. He walked off. I was like, oh Lord, sir, you done went off. So anyway, y'all, Tessa is, before they were gonna take the show with James Brown, they were dancing and like having a little moment where they were doing their own little Soul Train line. And Flo came in upset because this is obviously after Don rolled up on her and tried her. And so Tessa was like, well, it's nice of you to finally show up. And so, you could tell, like, Flo was so upset. Like, normally don't nothing really trigger her. Like, she was so done. Like, she could tell. Tessa could tell that she was very bothered by something. So she was like, hold on. She was like, I can't do, like, she was done. I was like, oh my gosh, she gonna have a nervous breakdown. Y'all, Tessa had to take her out the room. Was like, come on, let me, take you somewhere. We could discuss whatever is going on with you. So she ended up telling Tessa that Don tried her, and when she was on tour with James Brown, she don't understand why she didn't get her money, because James Brown was supposed to pay her. And James Brown told her that he already did his part and gave the money to Don, because that's the deal that he has struck up with him, being trifling. Because that ain't what it's supposed to be. It actually is supposed to be them being paid by him or whatever. Now, if there was a percentage that was supposed to be given, I mean, I'm pretty sure that he was just supposed to give all that separately or something, or however it was supposed to be. The dancers were still supposed to get paid. He just sat up here and pocketed the money. And I'm like, bruh, you doing the absolute most. You have a whole club and you have Soul Train. You have at least 2 streams of income coming in. Why are you doing this? You already ain't paying them children. Like, that's why I was so tired. Y'all, so anyway. Y'all, Tessa was so tired of her spirit after she found out all this information. She politely went into Don's office, rummaged through his desk, and everywhere else. Don came to the door. He looking through the door like, what is she doing? And then he came in and was like, what are you doing? Why are you going through my stuff? She was like, where is it? Where is it? Like, she really is like tearing his office down. Like, what is going on? Where is it? And so he was like, what are you talking about? Y'all, he gonna try to play her like he didn't know what she was talking about. And she was like, where's her money? He said that he paid her, but you sat up there and took the money. Where's her money? Don't went all the way up. He was like, it ain't her money, that's my money. I was like, oh my gosh, what we not gonna do is this. Don't do this. And he sat up there and pocketed the money. Y'all, James Brown came in looking for alcohol. He tired the spirit because his musicians have left. They went on about their business. They ain't nowhere to be found, and they have to still record. So they looking like, what you mean? Y'all, later on, Gerald has like kind of settled him down a little bit, and he put his mind at ease, and he ended up telling him where the bandmates were, which it ended up being in the place where George Clinton and the Parliament Funk are located. So, a lot of y'all might know him as P-Funk All-Stars and all the other stuff. They had a couple of names or whatever, but it all was the same, the Parliament. Y'all, I'm just tired. Y'all, when he found like, he was so tired of his spirit. He was like, I ain't trying to go back to jail. I died when he said that, because if you know about James Brown, he stayed in somebody's jail. His head was always towed down. Usually they would catch him on a bad day when he had shaved. He be looking so rough, Lord. Looked like he was a little bit high, definitely drunk. Like, I'd be like, bruh, you stay going to jail. But when he said that, I died laughing. I was just like, bruh. Because he was like, I ain't trying to go back to jail. He said, I ain't trying to go to jail this year. I was like, bruh. Because, like, that's why I said what I said. Like, he literally used to go to jail all of the time. Y'all, anyway. So they ended up going to, like I said, he ended up drowning his sorrows and all that stuff. And that's how he ended up finding out where they were, because Gerald, set him up with some drinks, and then he told him that he would find out where they are. Y'all, Gerald, yeah, I already told y'all that. So anyway, y'all, Simone is really bold. This heifer showed up at JT's apartment waiting outside. So he come from wherever he at. And so he was like, well, what if I had some woman waiting on the inside for me? And then she gonna try to say, well, I would just politely tell her that I'd like to speak to you for a moment, and that's it. And then he was looking at her like, girl, You lie. And then she said the truth, which was, she tried to make it seem like she was gonna beat somebody down and set it off. So I was like, girl, yeah, because I could tell, everybody could tell that you still like him, so just stop. So, they were, having a moment because she was just like, I never knew that all these things happened to you as far as his mama and the sister. And he was like, she's in a great home. I went by there one time. I used to go by there a lot. And at one point in time, he went by there and he saw her. She had gotten so big, he hardly recognized her. Like, that's how amazing she's doing. And she's growing up so fast. The family is in a really great neighborhood. It's a nice black family. And they are well off, pretty well off, providing her everything she wants. She don't have to go through a struggle no more, because they used to struggle from day to day, fooling with their mama. Like, I was like, Lord, I don't know how this child is even alive. I actually thought that heifer would have sold her for some drugs. And it wouldn't have surprised me if she did. I'd have forgot if that actually ever happened in the first season, but she used to do the most for drugs. But yeah, he's in his feelings, and he was like, yeah, she's with them, and I don't know how I'll be able to provide for her. And Simone is trying to, give him some emotional support and try to, encourage him and say, you will be able to get her back someday and all this other stuff. So he kind of feels like he might have a chance, y'all. So Don, James Brown, and Gerald all show up to the location where George Clinton and the P-Funk All-Stars are located. James had a little discussion with his musicians because they saw him as soon as he walked in. It was like, man, look, there you go. I was like, oh my gosh, no. Y'all, I got my entire life. Wait, do I gotta take a sip first? Do y'all understand why I got my entire life? Guess who was there? And I was so happy that they actually included this, because this was real life. They had somebody portraying Bootsy Collins as one of George Clinton's musicians, because he was not just he just didn't come out with an album out of nowhere and all this other stuff. I don't know if y'all know who Bootsy Collins is, but he is everything. The main song that I live for that he does is this: I'd rather be with you, ooh, yeah. Said I'd rather be with you. I'd rather be with you, ooh, yeah. Said I'd rather be with you. I'd rather be with you until I'm through. Oh, yes, I do. I'd rather be with you until that day we fly away. I just love your smiling face in the morning sun. If I can't have you to myself, then life's no fun. Yes, Lord, maybe the next time. Yes, Lord, maybe the next time. Y'all, I'm sorry, I cannot. Like, Bootsy Collins is everything. He is a whole mood, like, for real. But anyway, if you don't know about Bootsy Collins, look him up. He is everything. If you think about Bootsy Collins, you might think that he is like a knockoff version a little bit of, what's that man's name? Bishop Magic Don Juan, a little bit, just because of how he dresses, but not really. It's just because of Bishop Magic Don Juan, he just likes to dress from that era. And at that time, that was just how they dressed. So, like, he was all about the funk stuff, too. So, that's how his music was. I live for Bootsy Collins. I'm sorry, y'all. I had to go off on a tangent because Bootsy Collins is everything. Y'all, but anyway, y'all, I really do love how they showed him. Y'all don't understand how excited I had to pause to show it everything. I was like, because as soon as I saw him before he even said Bootsy, I was like, it's Bootsy Collins. They really did it. They actually put him in this because it makes sense, because he actually was in there before he went, solo and started doing his own stuff. Y'all, I was so excited for that. But anyway, y'all, that is literally how a lot of people were first introduced to him back in the day, because he played for George Clinton. Anyway, y'all, I'm sorry. That was a fun fact. I'm sorry. That really gave me my entire life. So anyway, the musicians are tired of James Brown. Even Bootsy Collins knows how he gets down. He had even worked for him before. Y'all, Bootsy Collins ended up playing that chord from Flashlight Dun, 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 dun. And then George Clinton, who was being played by Big Boy, what's his name? Antoine. Well, I can't think of what his last name is in real life, but Big Boy. Antoine. I don't know why I just forgot his last name all of a sudden. What's wrong with me? But anyway, y'all, I think he did a pretty good job. He is a mess. He is a mess in real life. But anyway, y'all, he was like, yeah, I like that. I might have to save that for I forgot which album. Y'all, he really tried it. Bootsy was like, no, man, that's actually something that I'm saving for my solo album. When I come out and do what I'm doing. Man, he straight up tried to tell him like, yeah, you can think that if you want to, it's finna be mine. How you gonna tell him that's yours? You ain't offer up a piece of a penny or nothing for the track, but you over here talking about you gonna take the music. What is you talking about? Y'all, anyway, I was tired. And then I like how Bootsy Collins, like, he was being like the comedic relief. Like he does, to me, he does stuff that's funny anyway. What he used to. When I used to like really follow him closely like that, he is kind of comedic relief anyway. Like he is everything. Like I told y'all, he's a whole mood for real. Y'all, apparently he had worked for James Brown at some point in time before, and when George pulled that stunt with him, he was like, "Man, you about as worse. You about worse as James." I was like, "Oh Lord, you got red in front of James." Y'all, anyway. It got to the point where James Brown talks to the musicians and they were like, look, man, we didn't leave you. We just went on about our business for the moment. We didn't didn't permanently leave. They were just like, man, let's just get out of here for now and just go where we could be appreciated or whatever. And y'all, I don't know if y'all understand or have ever seen any of George Clinton's music videos or ever seen him anywhere. But he had a whole entourage of people too. He about worse or on the same level as what's his name that was on there last week? Well, I can't think of his name. The guy who DC Young Fly played like a Sly in the Family Stone. Lord, he got a whole big humongous entourage too. I hope they was getting paid a whole lot of money because it's just too much money to be split between all the people. Of course, he would get paid the most. Y'all, my bad. So anyway, he did the most. So, after they got that squared away, they went on about their business. So anyway, JT went to see this worker about his sister, and the worker was like, look, you're not stable, and she is amazing where she is. She's thriving, and even your file says that you grew up in a terrible environment. So why would you want to pull her from that or whatever? And he was like, man, that's my sister. I need my sister. I want my sister in my life. I want to be able to provide for her. And he was just like, but you ain't got it though. Like, but if you want to, you can fill out this paperwork and I'm gonna have to come by the house and make sure, basically like what I did when I was a child protective services social worker. You're gonna have to go to the house, make sure the water running, make sure the lights on, making sure the temperature is where it need to be, making sure the bedding and stuff is all there like it needs to be, making sure there's food in the refrigerator, making sure the house is clean. It's just all that stuff, making sure the clothes are what they need to be, and all that stuff. Make sure the environment is what it needs to be in order for them to have the stability that they need. So he, in my opinion, reluctantly took the paper because he's gonna have to be able to show that he really does have a full-time job that's actually gonna provide for her, if not, to the level of what she's already getting from the people that she's with and all that, y'all. So I'm like, oh Lord, I don't know how you're gonna do that, because if you saw the preview for next week, Lord have mercy. But anyway, George Clinton and the P-Funk All-Stars came to the Soul Train Club and performed. Don Cornelius ain't here for the performance. Like, he ain't here for that kind of music. Gerald was even looking at him like, oh, what you doing in here? Because he, came to Gerald's office because he wanted to talk to him about that casino situation, and he didn't want to hear the music. He was like, I don't know what you listening to. Gerald had to be like, man, I don't know what you talking about. But, yeah, I like George Clinton. I like that kind of music. I like it. I grew up on that kind of stuff. So, anyway, he was talking to him. Yeah, man, even Gerald had to read him about how he did flow. I was like, Lord, you just wrong on all fronts. And, he went on ahead. He ended up having to drop a dime on himself and was like, look, We in with the mob. The people, I mean, essentially we are in with the mob because they want what they want. And that's the reason why this casino situation can't stop. So Don looking like, well, dang. And he was like, man, I can't trust you. I should have listened to Ruby the first. And he was like, if you think you can trust Ruby, then you are sadly mistaken because she the one who was behind all of this stuff. Like, you need to go and get a reality check. Y'all, anyway, at the club, you could actually see James Brown perform. And Flo was up there dancing around. Y'all, after Flo did what she did up on the stage, she was at the table surrounded with other, surrounded by other ladies, and they were, having their little girl talk. And then Dawn rolls up and, kind of want to talk to her by herself. So he gonna try to make it seem like he understands the error of his ways and that he is sorry for how he treated her. He provided her with an envelope full of money that was actually owed to her, plus interest and some more for her pain and suffering, so to speak. So she was happy about it, and she was like, thank you very much. And so she was like, it is what it is. I should have came to James Brown first. Lesson learned. You know what I'm saying? She was like, she should have just handled it and went through him to begin with. So yeah, I'm glad she learned that lesson because Dawn is not to be trusted. I'm sorry. But anyway, y'all, Flo is tired of her spirit. So he was like, but you do understand why I took the stance that I took or whatever. She was like, yeah, I understand. It's your brand. It's your name. But I am me, and I have all this stuff going on with me. I am very talented. People seek me out and all this. So, y'all, she was like, well, hopefully you understand that and you can see that. Y'all, he tried to make it seem like he understands and he does value her. And so she was like, okay, good. I'm glad to hear that because I am going over to American Bandstand to do choreography for them. They're going to be paying me for that. So we're going to see if he does what he needs to do and still allows her to dance on his show and go get an actual check. This heifer about to be on payroll for real over on American Bandstand doing choreography. Being a choreographer, y'all. She's being Tessa, but over there. Like, come on, bruh. Come on. Come on. Y'all, she got up from that table, walked up with the envelope of money. I was like, oh my God. Ooh, y'all, and that's how it ended. He just the look on his face. Y'all, I don't know if I ever said this before, but old boy who plays Don Cornelius on here, who was from Power, oh, he is fine and chocolatey for no reason. He is just like in this role, it's like it just enhances the fineness for some reason. Okay, y'all, let me stop. I gotta stop. But anyway, I hope y'all enjoyed this review. I'm sorry it was a long one. Y'all, it's like I cannot get it under 30-something minutes. It just be so good. It's so good. I did better than last season, though. I think I was doing 40-something minutes, and that's the whole runtime. Like, every single second was doing the most. But anyway, y'all have a good one, and I'll see y'all later on for some more things, because some other things are coming back out, and some other stuff is coming back on that I've started to review. So I'll see y'all later on. Bye.